So, once upon a time, in the land of Massachusetts,
Oof.
there was a group of kids uh, getting ready for a big party at their house. All of them in around like college, college age. They all start talking to each other, uh, and then suddenly the lights go black. The lights go dark, and you hear a sudden scream, and then the lights come back on, and then there's a dead woman in the middle of the living room. And then that'll be our start to the story.
All right.
Does that sound good for y'all?
Just for clarification's sake,
All right.
um, is the party started or are they preparing to throw the party?
The party has. Ooh, actually, you know what would be more interesting? The party is about to start, and all the kids are coming. I mean, all their friends are coming, but the murder
Okay.
happened during when they were setting up.
Okay.
All right. So I'll go ahead and start the story. So, a young woman by the name of Jasmine, her her parents are now out of town, and as many uh, teenagers of that age do when their parents are out of town, they start inviting all their friends to throw a massive party at their two-story, essentially a mansion. Their two-story mansion. Uh, this this woman is pretty well off, and as and she has three friends who come in and start helping her uh, put up the decorations, get the beer ready, get everything set. Uh, Jasmine, her her friends are Kayla, Johnson, and Ricky. And they all start setting up everything, and they all start inviting all their friends. And as all their friends are coming by, the lights go black. And then you just hear a sudden screech. And then once the light comes back, Kayla is in the middle of the living room floor, dead. Blood
Damn.
gushing everywhere.
I just wrote her name down too. Waste the paper. Gotta exit her out immediately. Fuck.
And
Thanks, Kayla.
and then right when that happens, there's a knock on the door. And it's all their friends
Ah,
storming in,
I see.
and then they all see this dead body in the middle of the floor. They all start to panic and then try to leave, but the doors suddenly lock. The windows all suddenly lock. Now there's no escape. Outside, it starts to pour rain. A giant storm starts starts blowing. It starts raining and starts blowing the wind hard against the windows of the building. Lightning strikes here and there, thunder as Jasmine gets up on top of the table, a table nearby, and yells out to everyone, "Hey! Calm down!" And I'm going to leave it there.
We'll admit I regret not taking the story just a few sentences earlier, only because like I was very ready for them to try to Weekend at Bernie's Kayla.
Like, what does that mean? They just gonna eat her or something? What does
I
that
mean,
mean?
I mean, they
What,
can
act
still
like
kind of
she's a
do that.
prop?
I suppose that's true.
What is Weekend at Bernie's like? What were they gonna do?
Like where you like pretend somebody is alive
Oh yeah, okay, you're gonna do
through
that.
like comedy hijinks.
Oh, I see.
All right, I believe it's Blake's time.
Oh wait, I don't even know who's where. Oh, let me.
Ooh, let me also.
Is it actually me? Shit.
Yeah.
You.
0. Oh yeah, then I guess it'll be me afterwards. Okay, cool.
Did you say how many
I
friends are in the
mean-
house?
What's Kayla's ghost got to be mad about? She the one who died. That wasn't our fault.
I mean,
Shoulda
the
did
ghost
that
might be
recovery
mad,
ritual or whatever.
but
Be mad at themselves.
yeah, we don't have a set number. It's just like an army of teenagers essentially. Just think of any
An
old
army.
yeah. Just think of like any old like high school
An
movies
army of
where
teenagers.
it's just like
Yeah,
a big group of them.
Scary.
I know. And they're all faceless because they don't have names.
We have one name, right? Kayla, and then who was the other one?
We have Jasmine, the main character, Kayla, who died, Johnson, and Ricky, who were helping out.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, whenever it's my turn, I can't wait to come up with some way to kill all these faceless teenagers so I don't have to worry about them in the story.
That's what I
Oh,
was
that's
thinking, too.
what they're for.
Ah, amazing.
God
What
damn
if
it.
this is what the fates are like? They're just like, this kid's fodder. Let's kill him.
Fuck these teens.
Well,
Well,
Alright, Blake, you got the floor.
sometimes you're thrown into life just to die.
So as Johnson, Ricky, and Jasmine run to where Kayla's body is found, an unknown young man shows up. He actually doesn't even look like he's a teenager. He kind of looks like a middle schooler, but he's really smug. He's got his hands in his pockets, and he's kind of walking towards the group, just easily going through this army of teenagers that's in the house. It's kind of odd. It's as if the teenagers move as he walks through them. Everything spreads open for him. And this middle schooler, well, actually it is a middle schooler. It looks like a middle schooler. This middle schooler walks up and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah, you gotta
this
buy.
is quite unfortunate. A death on the 31st? That seems pretty evil. I mean, this could only be, the startings of a quite spooky story. But, I think that we can probably solve this. I know of a way to bring your friend back to life." Jasmine, Johnson, and Ricky turn to the middle schooler and just like, "Who the hell are you? Are you someone's kid brother? Who even invited you? You know this is a teenager party, right? Where we're drinking and probably
teenager
doing
party.
something illegal where you shouldn't be. We're already skirting the law by drinking under the age of 21, but we definitely are not allowing any 12-year-old to drink." He's like, "Hold on, my name is Lee, and I'll show you something quite cool." He pulls out a book, and he flips through the pages. And what's crazy is that as he's flipping through the pages, he's leaning back, and it almost seems like he's starting to hover. Like, he kicks back slightly, and he like crosses his legs, like kind of like at the ankles, and he almost looks like he's starting to take a seat. He's just like, Kayla, 17, band. She was in band. She didn't really seem to have a lot of friends. It looks like just 2 of you. Oh, sorry, Ricky, you didn't know? She actually didn't like you.
Damn.
And like, Johnson and Jasmine are just baffled, and Ricky's just like, who the fuck is this kid? And as I said before, they noticed that it looked like he was hovering, but at a certain point, he was just off the floor. His feet weren't touching the floor anymore, and he was comfortably sitting down. And the army of teenagers sort of kind of like disappeared little by little. It didn't seem like they were gone, but the image of them was just kind of fading. But these 3 friends could still hear the sounds of the party in the background. As they inspected Lee
I
a
think
little
I'm gonna.
more,
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let you go because since you got some. You're setting some stuff up here. Carry on. My bad.
as they inspected Lee a little more, his clothes slowly started to transform before their eyes. And his t-shirt and like jean combo started becoming into like one long flowing robe. And he became paler and paler. And he still kept reading through this book. And this book, which once seemed normal, seemed to take the form of a very dirty, almost like crusted cover, just crusted in a layer of dirt. And he kept flipping through the pages, and he's like, let's see, Jasmine, 19, held back 2 years in school. You don't seem very smart. I guess, inviting all these teens to this party and letting them do whatever they want. Well, makes sense to me. Johnson, 18. Okay, yeah. Adopted. All right. Well, there's quite a lot of fun things about you guys. But let's get back to the matter at hand. Let's see how we can bring your poor friend Kayla back. And I'll end it there.
Okay, so I'm assuming it's my turn, and we're talking with this principal ghost demon kid, Lee. He's in robe dirt, and they're trying to talk about how to bring Kayla back to life, right?
So far, so good.
Okay. Do I have to start off with one of my cards, or I just start go? I forgot.
You can basically you just kind of tell a story, and wherever you can like fit your cards in is where you put them in.
This is perfect. All right, so we're gonna put Lucky around here somewhere. Yeah, I don't know how to spin that.
I got you.
So Lee looks at the teens that he just recently, kind of like, I'm not going to say verbally shot on, but I am going to say verbally shot on. And he's going to be like, it's your lucky day. I'm going to give you guys a way to bring your friend back. And as they're sitting there in like disbelief over everything that's happening, like Ricky starts freaking out a little bit because a lot of shit done happened. Because one of your friends, well, your teens at a party, like you're getting ready, one of your friends just is bathed in blood, and you're just like, what's going on? And the kid just starts freaking out, and then he's trying to talk to Lee, and it's like, all right, hold the fuck on. Like, you need to give us some more answers. Like, again, who the fuck is you? Why are we trapped in this house? What's going on with like the teenagers around us? Like, kind of phasing in and phasing out. Like, what is the point of all? And Lee just kind of looks at him, flipping through pages of the book. He's just like, well, it's Halloween, Day of the Dead. I'm bored. Fuck these teens. This is your lucky night. You're going to amuse me or you're going to die. Ricky just doesn't have anything else to say at that point. He just kind of sits looking at the ground, eyes like dilating or whatever it is you want to call when you're starting to go in shock. And with this 2-story house, the Lee is mentioning that, okay, so your friend, hold on, what the fuck was her name? Kayla. Yeah. No, that's literally what Lee said. Lee was so bored with Kayla's existence, totally forgot what her name was. It's like, oh, yeah, your friend Kayla. So her spirit is still in this house somewhere. But you're going to have to get through all of these teens to try to find out where it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys, hold up. I'm holding Alt a little bit too much. Where is it? Hold on, give me 1 second.
Take your time.
I'm going to give one of you guys this knife. If you all want to get any further to getting through this amusing night for me and maybe living, you might have to cut a few people. What I'm going to need you to do is you're going to have to go to each individual that you can visibly see. And I'm going to need you to stab them somewhere and get some of their blood. It's up to you how much you take. Doesn't really matter. But we're going to need some for the ritual that we're going to have to use moving forward. Ricky is done right now. Like, Ricky is not even here. But Jasmine, she's getting a hold of herself. She's realizing that I need to do what I need to do to survive and get the friends that I have left back out. Like, she's hoping that she can bring Kayla back. But right now, she's stopping and thinking, what can we do to amuse this being? So hopefully we can see another night and never have another party with a bunch of dumb cheens again. And I am going to stop there because I got 2 cards out and I don't want to start rambling. So we got Ricky's in shambles. Y'all can bring him back in the Shadow Realm if y'all want. Like, the Lee gave them a dagger that they're going to need to use to try to like stab, cut, whatever it is to get some blood from whatever teens that they can see a bit more visibly, because the way Zero was saying was that they were kind of phasing in and out, almost like they're on a backdrop. So it's like they're trying to get connected back to the world that they were in, but with blood.
All right, so I believe you are passing me football, so to speak.
Yes.
All right.
Because
So-
I don't want to ramble too much, so go for it.
You're all good. So it's at that moment that Johnson, in a frenzy, takes the knife and says, I'm done. Let's just dead this kid and to hell with all of this. And lunges at Lee, but isn't able to make contact with the knife. It's almost as if some sort of barrier is preventing him from attacking him. And Lee just laughs and said, I'd guessed you would do that. Johnson, bit impulsive, bit aggressive, likes to act before you think, and that's going to cost you tonight. So I would suggest you get those impulses under control, or we won't just have one body on our hands. As Lee just has a truly wicked cackle, knowing full well that he is in complete control of this house and of this situation. So Johnson, rattled by the situation, looks over to Ricky, looks over to Jasmine, and the three begin to try to figure out what their next move is. And it's at this point, Jasmine speaks up. You said there was a ritual. What exactly do we have to do? What exactly are we trying to accomplish here? And Lee just turns to her and says, "Oh, don't worry yourself about that. All you need to do is get a drop of blood from all the neighborhood kids that are around the house. Hope you can find them all." And with that, he phases away, but the three of them get the impression that he won't be gone for long, and certainly not if he doesn't continue to be amused. And I believe that is where I am going to pass.
All right.
Where's the draw deck? Is that this, let's see, the 84 Commoners deck? This gimmick right here?
Yeah, that one.
All right, cool.
So before we go any further, like, how does the draws work? Is it just like, do you always like draw after you put a card down, or?
When you pass turn or you get control of the story taken from you,
Okay.
you draw a card.
Okay, because I passed
But-
one. Where's
yeah.
the deck? Because I didn't grab one yet.
I will ping it again.
And
It is
if
the
you
one.
and if you pass it, you're allowed to also get rid of a card. You still have to pick up a card, but you're allowed to get rid of
Yeah.
a card.
Hold on. I'm looking. Where's that deck?
Immediately to the right of the tablet.
Okay. This. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
The commoner deck. Okay.
Yep.
How
Yeah,
do
you can-
how
If
do
you
you-
hover your hand over it and press 1, you will draw 1 card.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Did I get that? I think I did.
Yeah, it should be. It would appear to the right of your ending card, or your rightmost card in your hand.
Gotcha.
So that is a good way to indicate that you've got a new one.
Cool.
All right. So Lee's wicked cackle just echoes all around the household as he fades away in the distance. The kids, Jasmine, Johnson, and Ricky, both look at each other with confusion, wondering what to do next, as they hear crying coming from the kitchen. When they go to see who it is one of the football stars from their high school. Stanley. And
Okay.
that-
Thank God.
Alright. So Stanley crying in the kitchen. I can't see. I can't see. And he's just in a fetal position. And when they get closer, they look into his eyes, and his eyes are just completely black. He's crying through those black eyes, just saying over and over again, "I can't see. I can't see." When Johnson, who's a friend of Stanley, goes up, "Hey, Stanley," and touches his shoulder, and Stanley recoils like, "What? Who's there?" Stanley, Johnson Yo, it's me, Johnson. Can't you hear me? And Stanley didn't react at all. He just says, "Who's there?" So Ricky says, what should we do? And Jasmine says, well, Lee wanted blood, right? Well, I guess we need to... And Johnson stops, like, no. Like, he's a friend, we should help him. And Ricky looks at Jasmine, who's holding the knife. And Jasmine just walks up. And as he's walking closer to Stanley, Johnson goes, Jasmine, wait, Jasmine. And Jasmine just tries to do a little bit of a prick on his shoulder. And when she does that little prick and tries to grab the blood, and she's able to grab a little bit of that blood, Stanley starts going into a frenzy, thinking he's being attacked, and starts just throwing lefts and rights at anything around him. Almost clocks Jasmine in the face, but luckily she was able to dodge. And Stanley gets up and just starts running anywhere he can. He apparently, even though he says he can't see, he apparently is able to maneuver around the kitchen and just goes outside yelling his lungs out. Just yelling on the top of his lungs, "Help! Help! Help!" And soon he just fades away into the backyard as our group looks at each other and decides to try to follow him. But when they try to leave the house, Lee, in his child form, shows up and says, no, no, no. All the neighborhood kids are inside the house. You have to keep looking out for them. And Johnson goes, what about Stanley? Stanley's gone. You don't have to worry about him. I'm sure he'll be fine. And Ricky goes, well, I guess there's nothing else we can do. And they start going around the house looking for other children to take their blood. And I'm gonna call it right there for me. So I think it's Blake's turn.
It is Blake's turn.
I mean, maybe Stanley will be okay. Like,
Yeah.
Jasmine, Ricky, and Johnson regroup, and they find a room on the second story to kind of discuss the plan, because needing to find blood from all the kids, neighborhood kids, is going to take quite a while.
I'm gonna stop you right there because I need to get rid of a card since they're planning something.
no, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it is. It is your show.
Okay. So Scooby-Doo and the gang, meaning these three, they're trying to find some type of plan. So what so what they didn't realize, what the other two didn't realize at first, that Jasmine was the one that did the pricking, right? With the dagger.
Yes.
So, what Jasmine realized that she wanted to discuss up there, that like the other two didn't realize, is she thought she was supposed to like gather the blood somehow with her hand or some vial, but it looked like after stabbing like the now blind kid, like the blood was basically sucked in and stored into the knife, almost kind of becoming like a notch or like a symbol at like closer to the hilt. And they're talking and they're just like, okay, so this is gonna suck, but it doesn't look like we have to actually kill them or drain their blood from what we know, but we're going to have to deal with these teens. So can you guys even remember like how many kids that we invited to this? And Ricky was stopping and thinking, and he's like, let me try to count this up. Like at this point, Ricky's kind of sort of like calmed down. He's not like catatonic like he was previously, because he's with his homies. Like they want to try to bring their friend back. They want to try to get out of this alive. He stops, he looks through his phone, because like they basically went and got the kids, all together like a group chat or whatever to see who's gonna come. And he looked and he's like, ah, fuck, it was 13 kids. And then like Johnson, he just gets kind of shook because Johnson is really superstitious. So Johnson is realizing, okay, we up to some double shit, right? I don't know who that Lee guy is, but either we fucked up or we were in the wrong place at the wrong time just being kids. Now, what they don't realize is, Lee is
You said
basically.
devil, right?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, you said
I
double
did.
shit. Yeah.
I did say double shit, so if you want to
Good.
take it back over, like you
I'm
can.
taking over. Yeah.
All right.
Damn. I was going to make Lee do some real trolly shit, but go for it.
So they noticed that there are 13 kids they need to take care of. And Ricky asked Jasmine, hey, why didn't you just prick Stanley quicker? It wouldn't have been a problem if you would have just done it. Why did you hold back? And Jasmine was kind of like, well, I don't really want to hurt any of these guys. Like, even if it's just a prick, like, we don't know what's happening. We don't know if if we're trying to start a curse, something.
Okay.
We
Not to
we don't
interrupt
know.
you too hard or anything. No, this is just a question. So after it gets taken, is this when I get a card or I'm not supposed to get a card?
You will draw when you lose control of the story. Yep.
Okay, cool. I was making sure. Continue.
You're all good.
Like, you were at the part where he was talking shit about her taking too long.
Yeah. So Jasmine's like, well, I don't know if we're trying to like do some kind of curse for this Lee kid. We don't even know what he is. Didn't you notice that he had some weird powers and was reading from some weird book? Is he even from this village town? And Johnson replies, look, I don't know. I don't think he's anyone's brother, and clearly he knows more about what's going on than he lets on. I don't know if we can trust him, but that's all we have for now. And as Johnson and Jasmine are like more focused on each other and figuring out where Lee is from, Ricky ends up picking up one of the lamps from the table and slams it over the head of Johnson and
Damn.
knocks him out cold.
Oh,
And
shit.
Jasmine sees Ricky just attack Johnson, and she doesn't know what to do. As she tries to let out a scream, Ricky lunges on top of her and also hits her with the lamp and knocks her out. Both Jasmine and Johnson are out cold. Ricky stands up from the knocked out and limp bodies and just snickers to himself. Alright, well, they didn't seem like they were gonna get this thing done. I need to get her back. I loved Kayla. I can't let her stay dead. And he walked out of the room, almost as if under a trance or a spell.
Let me see. Let's see. I think. I think I'm gonna steal here. Let's see. So, yeah, Ricky walks out of the room with purpose. And immediately finds 2 more party guests in the next room over, the living room.
I'm gonna have to stop you out there because you found some party guests.
You are all good.
Holy shit.
I mean, I gotta get rid of these cards when I
Yeah,
can.
that's how this game works.
Yeah.
So, quick question to Blake: is he still holding that lamp, or did he do the job and then throw it away?
He just did the job and threw it away, and now he's just... I mean, he didn't necessarily throw it away. You can say he kept it, and he can use that as his weapon, but,
Okay,
he's
I
on a
gotcha.
mission now to get blood.
He's on a mission to get blood. So I'm going to assume he has a dagger. If not, I'll write it in there.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever specified, so you can just say... I mean, it would not make sense for him to have not taken the dagger.
Yeah, because he knows. He's trying to get his girl back, so he's just going to start stabbing kids. Right? Okay, so basically, well, Johnson's out. So, let's see. Who else? Okay. All right. So, and what's his name? Ricky. Was it Ricky or was it Johnson?
It was Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky
All
is
right,
the
it
one.
was Ricky. Okay. So, Ricky, he walks out, like, as you said, focused almost in a trance. And as he's doing that, Lee, this entire time, was basically like watching them from the ceiling, as if like his face was like literally like part of like like part of like the surface, almost like a painting or something. He's just laughing his ass off, and he just kind of floats down, like fucking nudges the kids like with his foot, and he's looking. It's like, nah, they're not dead yet. I can get a little bit more amusement out of them. But I'm gonna go and see what this kid Ricky is about. He seems fun. He definitely kicks the shit out of one of the kids, and they bounce off the wall. Still alive, but he's like, man, that felt good. God, I love being a piece of shit. And he basically goes back into the ceiling and just kind of serpentinely, like, like
Would that
follows
work?
Ricky. Wait, somebody's taking over?
Maybe. I don't know. If
Lack
not,
of
then-
empathy. I mean, you can if you want. There was no empathy there.
Yeah.
He kicked the shit out of a kid.
Yeah,
so
I think we're gonna allow it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we're
yeah,
allowed-
sure. I'm
yeah.
just trying to get rid of cards, bruh. So it's like I'm not good at storytelling. You doing me a favor.
Also, like, I'd like to... It's like, we have killed, or at least, like, written out exactly one of the 13 party guests.
I know.
I mean, for
And we're
now,
burning up cards.
they ran outside. They could run back inside.
It's okay. Ricky's about to kill a whole bunch of people for no reason.
fair.
I mean, he was just supposed to prick him. You don't need to get that much blood.
Yeah, but he is clearly fucked up.
Yeah, I have a feeling
Yeah.
that that's what Blake is about to do.
Like, I got plans, so many plans, but I gotta have the deck first. I need a little bit of exposition before I get my shit in.
Alright, so Ricky ends up thinking, alright, there's 13 kids, or I guess 12 now, since Stanley decided to get away. I'll get rid of all of them in one go. He's like, alright, how about we have a drink? Let's toast to this fine night. And he walks down to the kitchen, and as he goes to the kitchen, he's like, you know what? I think we can spice up this drink a little bit.
Oh wait, that's right.
And he ends up going to the garage and finds a weed killer. And he's like, yeah, this'll do. They never said that They had to be alive. And they didn't say anything about their blood being okay. With a nasty grin on his face, he takes the weed killer, I guess like a roundup or something, and he goes to the kitchen and makes sure no one is watching him. And he pours a little into all the into all the cups or all the drinks. And he's like, "Hey, everyone, get in here. Let's do a toast. Let's have one really good drink for our TikTok, right? Let's put it on our TikTok." Everyone's like, "Well, yeah, of course." Everyone runs in and quickly gets a drink. And everyone's, a little inebriated because they've all been kind of like smoking and drinking already. No one finds anything kind of odd. Ricky lifts an empty glass and he's like, "To Halloween, to Kayla and all our good friends, and to my new buddy Lee." And he looks up as he's toasting and he sees that ugly face just like a shroud, kind of like in the corner of the room. And everyone takes a gulp of their roundup. And one by one, almost immediately, the kids start throwing up. And kids start yelling and screaming and grabbing at their throat. And like some start trying to run out of the house. But Lee thinks, I can't let all the fun go to waste. So he locks the doors. And 12 kids all hit the ground, one by one, all dead. And Ricky looks from the middle of the kitchen with a smile on his face. He's like, "Well, I guess I'll get my Sleeping Beauty back."
Those kids really don't know how to hold their roundup.
Also,
That's true.
I am interrupting.
Can you interrupt and interrupt?
He played it as a. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't think you can.
Shit. All right, go for it.
Hold on. Let me take a little breather. Also, I forgot to change characters. Yeah.
It's fine. Bag person was just voicing Blake.
Alright, so Ricky was successful in drugging 12 of his fellow students.
Oh,
Now
they
they
were
are
drugged. They're dead.
Yeah, I was about to say they're all on the floor dead. And while this is happening, Jasmine wakes up and is just groggy. She starts remembering what's been happening tonight. And when she remembers that Ricky was the one that knocked out her and Johnson, she wakes up. And then immediately goes to Johnson. Johnson, wake up! Johnson! And Johnson starts to wake up too, groggy. And what? My head. Johnson. Ricky, where's Ricky? The hell if I know. What? What happened? I think we should probably check on Ricky. And they leave the upstairs and start walking down the stairs. And as they're walking down the stairs, they see Ricky putting the last body into this giant cauldron of blood. And
Let's see. I think I'm gonna steal here.
no, that's not
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Nothing.
if you have a thing.
Let's see.
Do you have a-
I did not. I misread that color.
Alright.
Carry on.
So they start walking down, and Ricky puts in the last body inside this giant cauldron of blood. And Lee is looking over the blood, speaking in backwards Latin. And Jasmine goes, Ricky, what'd you do? And Ricky just looks up at her with a big smile on his face. What I had to do. I had to bring back Kayla. Ricky, you... Jasmine Johnson interrupts. Ricky, you didn't have to kill them. I mean, what else was I supposed to do? They were just gonna go rabid like Stanley. And Lee interrupts the three and says, "Alright, Ricky, if you want Kayla back, bring me Kayla's dead body. And all we have to do now is drop her into the cauldron, and she'll come back to life." Ricky nods and says, and looks up at Jasmine and Johnson and says, "See? No problem." He goes over, picks up Kayla, and throws Kayla into the cauldron. And I'm gonna stop it there.
Is it my turn again?
Yes,
Assuming
sir.
so.
As Kayla falls into the cauldron, or is thrown into the cauldron, it begins to bubble and almost boil. There's a sound of kind of like a tea kettle going off when the water starts to boil. And as soon as Lee hears this, he starts to laugh. He's just like, "You idiot. Of
Oh.
course."
Yo, I'm gonna stop you right there. That sounds like he was real foolish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Idiot and foolish, those two are
Yeah.
the same, are synonyms.
All right, hold on. Let me look at my. Let me look at these cards for a second. And yeah, so Lee was just laughing his off. He's like, "You fool!" And as the cauldron is bubbling off and like it's starting to shoot like all of this, I mean, obviously, it's blood and like body parts and all these things, but it's just like stuff just starts shooting off, and it just starts like almost as if like it was like erupting from like some type of rapid pressure, and it just started giving off this like very strong smell. Like it smelled like blood, death, iron, teen angst, and poor life decisions. And out of that cauldron, like you just started seeing this horrible like amalgamation of like the teens. And like Lee is just laughing. And he's like, this is what I love about Halloween. You kids go around, you think it's all fun to have parties and stuff, but none of that is what it's about. It's about the dead coming back and having a lot of fun. And they're about to do this all over this house. And I'm not Dr. Seuss. I ain't fixing any of this shit for y'all. I'm just going to watch and see how this plays out. So, pretty much, like, this creature is slowly, like, coming out of this cauldron, almost kind of like crawling out as like this awful smelling goo of teen angst, bad decision, blood, and oil. And it's like, what's the best way to put it? Any of y'all remember like Fern Gully with like the one tar dude that had the really good song that people probably wanted to fuck back then too, because
People
I didn't
wanted to fuck
realize
them
it.
curry, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's kind of like that if like you have different body parts of kids like just kind of popping out and like forming, what's the best way to put it, forming limbs in ways it shouldn't. So it's just like this black goop, but like body parts, faces, limbs, bad outfits, just all together, just moving along. And like Lee just walks up to it and just basically kind of touches it, and it's just like, I have a new pet now. Also, I think I'm just gonna try this pet out. So basically, Lee just dives right in and is now basically a part of this creature. And now the kids at this point, they're just looking at Ricky. And Ricky, they're just like, what the heck, Ricky? Like, why did it have to get this far? And then Ricky is looking at them and it's like, yo, I'm trying to get homegirl back. I had to do what I had to do. And like, and at this point, Ricky has lost it. He sees this awful amalgamation as like, what was her? I can't even remember because she died so fast. Like, he basically sees this as Kayla. Like, to him, like, Kayla's like thanking him. It's like, oh, thank you for bringing me back. Like, oh, like it's just gonna be like me and you. And she's just like, kind of like so the creature at this point is basically like starting to like almost like stretch out, almost as if it's like made of like taffy, like it's trying to take over the room. And like the place where like Kayla's like body parts or like her face would be is basically moving toward the ceiling. And to Ricky, it looks as if like she's trying to call to him, like she's in the sky. Hold on for a second. Because like Ricky, like to him, he's delirious. He's just seeing whatever the fuck he wants to see at this point. So to them, they're outside. It's all sunny. They want to have fun. And like, Ricky's kind of losing it.
I'm gonna
And like,
take this, though.
oh, go for it. Yeah, because I was rambling. That's fine.
You're all good? All right, let's see here. But yeah. Ricky's mind is entirely broken at this point. But somebody just kind of casually walks in from the next room over. And nobody really notices her. And she just says, "Oh, wow, you really blew this one, huh?" And at this point, Johnson and Jasmine look over and, see, like, at their school, at any school around the country, one of the goth kids, Jasmine and Johnson, not really sure if they recognize her, and she definitely wasn't anybody on the guest list. And Ricky doesn't seem to notice, and whatever Lee and the rest of the party guests have become don't seem to notice her either. So Johnson, he's at this point, he is just extremely distressed. The fear has gotten to him. He just turns to her and says, "Who the fuck are you?" And she just motions back to him and shushes him. Lee still doesn't seem to notice, as the massive bodies, or as Ricky reaches up into the massive bodies crawling along the ceiling, gets just pulled up into that mass and just absolutely crushed among and under its weight. Let's see here.
Well, rip Ricky.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of had it coming.
I mean, yeah, fuck Ricky. I'm just putting an X through his name. I mean, he lasted longer than Kayla did. Kayla didn't get one line.
Um, so the woman just kind of just standing in a doorway at this point says, "Hi, I'm Mary. Lovely to meet you. Uh, but we really got to do something about this." Uh, kind of in a rush, she turns to Jasmine. Jasmine, I understand this is your house. Do your does your family have any silver? Any holy symbols, things of that nature? Um, let's see here. And I think at that point, I'm going to pass.
Who's after Cindy? Is that me?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm zoomed into the,
Gotcha.
so I can't see like the order of things. But anyway, all right. Oh, what was the name of the goth girl?
I don't
Mary.
recall if... Okay, it was Mary. I wasn't sure if I gave her a
Yeah,
name
no,
or if I
I
thought
wrote
the
it
name.
down.
Cool.
All right. So
PSX1.
so Jasmine looks at Mary and just nods and runs upstairs to grab the cross that her father gifted for her on her birthday. She brings it down at a haste and hands it over to Mary. And as a gift. Yeah.
There you go.
I didn't even realize I had that card. Anyway, Mary grabs the cross, looks at it, and goes, "Yeah, I guess this'll do." And throws it in between her and the amalgamation. And she lifts her hands up. She closes her eyes and starts speaking in Latin.
Okay, like, I want to see if I can, like, take over from here because this is such a weird. You were saying she was talking in Latin.
Yeah.
This card says this can talk. I'm assuming that's anybody that can fucking speak. It's up to you guys. Like, this is what the card is.
What do you guys think?
Like, this is a weird card because technically it just says an aspect. This can talk. These are dumb teams. They're gonna talk.
Yeah, like I think it is meant to be used for like non-sapient creatures and objects.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
So
fine.
if the amalgamation would talk, then you could use it. But
Well, it's too fucking late because now y'all just have to not let it talk.
I mean, Lee's probably gonna want to say some words. Lee seems
Oh,
kind
that's
of like
right.
a piece of shit.
Lee is a part of that amalgamation. Okay, good. So if y'all want him to be a piece of shit again, just be careful.
Alright, so she raises her hands up, speaks in Latin, and then opens her eyes, and her eyes are bright white. And as the ceiling above them all starts shattering into pieces into this, and revealing this black void above them, as a giant hand comes down. And this is the hand of a god.
Yo, I'm gonna interrupt right there with
What's
this
up?
this character card.
Yep, that works.
All right, you just put it on top.
Also, Zero, is that your notes? It says Mary's Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I wanted to introduce this character at like kill 3 or 4, and then Blake did just wipe out 12 people
Everyone.
at once.
Everyone like a piece of shit. Okay. So, and like this god or goddess, like actually was both. Like this was one of those entities where it's like one side they are one person and on the other side they're another, and they were holding hands with like on their right side like husband and wife. Like everybody is looking at this and they're just like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Who was the one that made this summoning happen? Was that Mary? Was this
Yeah.
Mary that's making this
Yeah.
complicated? Okay, great. Okay. So this this deity comes down, and then, you know, hold up 1 second. Yeah, because I need to get rid of this card. And like Lee facing from the amalgamation, like you wouldn't think this sentient blob could talk at this point, but Lee's face like pops open. It's like, oh fuck, I have to deal with this now. And then this Lee is like, these are my goddamn parents. Alpha and Omega. The beginning and the end.
I love how this kind of ran right back around to a child being left alone by their parents.
Good.
And like fucking Lee is legitimately starting to get livid. Like the fact that he just revealed to everyone else that, you know, this deity is his parent. They just go and they look at Mary, and Mary's like, what? Like, I'm about this shit. I know about these things. I do my readings. Lee is just another worldly being that has fun enjoying like fucking on teens, seeing what they do like on Halloween and other times. So I called his fucking parents. Cause fuck this kid. And I'm gonna pass. Y'all have fun with that. Mic drop.
Oh man. He's just a spoiled brat.
I mean, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, whose turn is it?
I believe it's Cindy's.
Oh, it is? All right, let us see here. I keep misremembering the order because the names are covered up with cards. All right, let's see. Let us see here. So Mary is called Lee's parents, and they're here now. How do I want to play this? All right, I think I got some ideas. Yeah. My family's been chasing this guy for years. Got himself a little bit of a cult following. Also, all of you are cowards for not giving Mary that Massachusetts accent.
Oh, I
don't know
how.
I don't know how to give her I don't know what a Massachusetts. I don't know how Northerners speak.
I don't know if you noticed, but I tried something, but then
Yeah.
realized it wasn't even close to what you were doing, so I stopped.
Yeah. Oh wait, you know
That's
what?
fair.
Maybe I am a
Yeah.
coward. Maybe I should have just made her sound like Molly from Sailor Moon, and it
Maybe that's
probably
fair.
be good.
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, that's closer to Brooklyn, but that they're
Whatever.
basically the same guy.
Tuxedo mask. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they're
Got it.
basically the same
Got
guy.
it. Yeah, got it. I'm just fucking sad Brandon's not here for this. Oh, all of my characters, if he ever plays this game, are just going to be fucking Molly. Maxfield Stanton. Continue.
All right, let's see here. You see, Lee's parents can get him out of here, but we still gotta do something about. And she kind of gestures vaguely. All of this.
All of it.
Now, the spell that Lee had created to kind of create this creature that can be reversed, but I think we can still use the knife. Do one of you still have it? She kind of starts frantically looking. Johnson immediately kind of dives back into the foyer and tries to locate where he thinks it last was and pulls it and screams, "Hey, I've got it!" Now he says, "Good, now this next ritual, let's see. This next ritual, it requires virgin blood. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't qualify under any definition of the word. So I'll leave it to either of you. We can..." And she starts scribbling on a piece of paper. "If we can draw this symbol, we can sort of begin to reverse the process of whatever it is Lee has created here. And I think I am also going to pass."
All right. So is Lee out of the picture right now?
Lee is kind of
He's
in
just shook.
fear, in fear of whatever
Exactly.
repercussions of his parents. But I
Yeah.
think that's still
Yeah, it's just
that's
on
still
the
in
table.
play.
That's on the table. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want with that.
All right. So after Mary starts drawing the circle, Jasmine goes, "But I'm not a..." And Johnson quickly just cuts himself and goes, "Here, take this." And Mary looks at him, takes the blood, and then smears it on the symbol on the ground that she just drew. And this creates a rumbling on the ground, rumbling around the house, around the home, as the being that's above, that is both mother and child, mother and father, separate into two. And the larger piece looks as if it's a hand pointing, and the finger is just as big, as big as the amalgamation, and pushes down on.
You might want to change the avatar. I think 'cause it looks
Oh,
like it's
my
still
bad.
skinny on the stream. No, I was just trying to keep up.
Thank you. Pushes down onto the amalgamation and destroys it. It sizzles and evaporates through his touch. And this piece was the father of Lee. And with this, the father destroyed the evil and was able to reunite with his family. He took Lee back and they went home, leaving Jasmine to deal with the mess.
Yeah,
I see.
that is a satisfactory ending. We got there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, good shit. Like, you know what the sad part is? I wasn't paying. When you did place for home, could have taken it Terry, because I forgot that I had a fucking place. Because I had so I was gonna do this whole bit with like his Lee's parent chewing him out, and like I have swamp, right? And because Cindy already knows most likely where I'm going, and it was just gonna be, all this chewing out, just like, oh, you're fucking up the balance of the living and the dead, and Lee's gonna be like, oh, what are you gonna do? It's like, send me to the void of the shadow realm or something. It'd be like, worse, we're gonna send you to the swamp that is New Orleans East. And then Lee would have just fucking just just shattered as a person onto the ground, like, no, no, not New Orleans East. Like, I had a whole thing going, but that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
we did the thing.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one was really fun.
It was.
Shout out to Blake for making my shitty like beginning so much better.
Oh yeah, with Lee, like Lee
Yeah.
was making shit happen. Good shit on making shitty characters.
Yeah, that one was
You really need shitty characters to move stuff forward.
It's true.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where I was gonna go. I mean, eventually I was probably just gonna make it weird. We were gonna start eviscerating teens, but this works.
Like, the thing I wanted to get to, and I just got control of the narrative too late, is like, I wanted to introduce Mary earlier and kind of have kind of a like angel and devil on your shoulder type of situation. As like they tried to like solve the puzzle of how the fuck to like fix the house. But ended up getting there too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like once you said that there are still like 12 kids, I think me and Blake's thoughts were, oh shit, we need to kill these 12 kids.
Hmm.
We need to like hurry this thing a little bit faster. Which, to be honest, was the right thing to do at that moment. Since
Well,
I think we were in like 45 minutes to like 50 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that
you
point.
did say
It does
an
get us to move
army.
on to
You
the next
did
thing,
you
for
did
sure.
say an army of kids. An army of kids ain't gonna be. I wasn't trying to like fill the house with like 20, but 13 seemed appropriate because Halloween and evil shit.
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Alright, I'm setting it
Rip.
for story number 2.
All right.
Rip
Oh, I need to
rip
put
that
my
one
cards
kid
back in the
down.
deck.